Yeah,
Recording. Welcome to Sunday session for 9/11. This day, in history, I was in high school when the two towers got crashed into and everything was falling. So it's definitely, one of them type of days where it's emotional across the country. But we still got to have Sunday session. God bless America. Last week, what did we do, guys? How everything was looking? Seemed like everything was on the uptick. This is the one-day chart on FinViz.
I had put out a Neo on a little Carnival trade. If you grab that $11 monthly on Carnival, you up at least about 50%. That Neo, I put out a 19 on Neo too. I ain't get in it, but Neo at 19 something. So
congrats, man, and for sure, congrats on all the trades for the last few weeks. I've been just chilling, taking it easy. But I'm back. Like I never left, man. 1 week time frame, you see a couple things still in red. We see a whole bunch of recovery going on the 1 week from mid-April lows. That's when things start dropping off mid-April, by the end of, not April, I'm sorry about that, August. By the mid-August, all the way to the end of August, we have some downside. Now we're looking like it's the first of the month vibes that we're coming off of because the 1 week looking really good. But again, historically, September is a bearish month. I wouldn't get too excited if I was anybody. I would be looking towards those August lows and see if we can hit those numbers again. But who knows? They may have a rush that come in September and the market go crazy. But again, it's the beginning of the month. We may have that first of the month vibes. This is what we're coming off of. Now let's prepare and see if we got any downside coming, or maybe some potential consolidation, or whatever we have, man. Let's see what's going on. The 1 month, you can see no stock has been up on the 1 month except Walmart and oil stocks. You see GM on the 1 month got picked up 8%. Disney, almost 3%. The banks starting to pick up a little bit. But this is the 1 month performance. We still negative in Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. So let's see how that goes. For sure. Upcoming earnings. Again, you want to think ahead in the market always. So being prepared early is going to always set you apart. Nike, September 29th. Adobe, September 15th. ACN, September 22nd. MU, like they're coming back around with earnings on the 29th also. Costco's is up there on the 22nd. Pay attention to those. FedEx on the 22nd. So if you want to play earnings or trade earnings, you really want to be a week, 2 weeks ahead. FedEx actually went down to about 198 or 189 and reversed back up. So that was a potential day trade. You could have took advantage of it, hit off the trend line. It made a move. We also got charts on that also. But for right now, you know how we're going to start this off with SPY. Let's keep it real simple. It's that easy sometimes just to spot different trades and different setups. That is the root of this whole trading situation that we're in. We want to see good setups and take advantage of the setup from there. Now, on the 15-minute chart, if you was day trading SPY, if you were swinging SPY, it would have been from the 390, 389 area all the way up to about 400 would be safe. You don't really want to go too far out, but when it was down here around this area, you see it's a multiple bottom here. If I zoom out, you'll see a trend line in there also. Right there on the 4 hour, this is SPY bouncing off the trend around 390, 389, and bouncing straight back up to 405. Now, I mean, it's the 4 hour chart. You see, we had a nice hold here, and then once it reversed and broke back over 393, we had a nice move up towards the 400. So if you took advantage of that, congratulations. But let me show you guys a trick just to get you guys, in the mind frame of if you want the day trade day of on Friday. Pre-market is going to always show you some type of consolidation or direction, either or. But imagine if all of this information is not here. Y'all paid attention to this? And this is just pre-market. This quadrant line box is just pre-market from two areas where it was a long period of consolidation before the market up. Once the market opened up, we had a full breakout and a continuation. So imagine if I don't have this information over here, I just have pre-market. So I'm going to use the resistance of 404.25, and I'm going to use the support of 402.95. That's how I start off my Friday if I was to wake up, 6:30 in the morning, 5, and start seeing this type of consolidation, I'm like, okay, I can put some support and resistance in there. And then maybe I can see a breakout above resistance, give me a retest towards that high, you know what I mean, of what, 404.25. If I break above that, I may have a continuation towards the next level. So put that in perspective. Whenever you're trading, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. Use the pre-market data that's presented to you and just start setting up your Friday. Friday is always a toss-up. You never know how the day might go. But if it's some strong volume coming in, and if the week has already been looking pretty strong, we may be able to run up a nice day trade for Friday. So you see how the stock went from 402.95 all the way up to about 406.81, which is the resistance. And we're right below that area right now. So again, this is a tool that I found, just scrolling and looking around to test your theory. This is called back testing. So with the information that I gathered up from the 404.25 and just that bottom support from 406, I set up a trade idea where I can buy a 405 day trade and trade it up to the 406, right? And then, just testing your theory from what you learned from using pre-market, you come over here, pop this in, and then you can press play. And then you'll notice how the stock is moving, and then we're testing that first resistance. Now, this is the point where, okay, look, I know this is above my resistance. I don't like the RSI or something, or I don't like my moving averages. It's not looking right. It's going to probably come and retest that support area again. This is when you have your conversation. Either you can buy here and run it up to the 406, or hold it until we reach that target goal, or you can wait until it comes back and retest that support area at 404.25, right? Then you press play again. Boom. Let's see what the stock does. It moves back towards that same support area, and then we get a nice bullish engulfing candle coming in right here, right above, just perfect. There you go. That's your confirmation where I believe that 404.25 is a good area to buy in. I get a 405, or close to the money as possible because it's Friday. Usually they be on discounts. Get you a nice 405, or go to next week and get you a 410. Either way it go, this is a nice exercise for you to do after the market close, where you can test the theory of what you came up with. And then maybe, you can start getting comfortable at seeing these type of movements once it breaks above resistance, where you're confident at getting in on the 405 call, 410 at 404.25, and then you're running up. If I press play again, you'll see what happened throughout the day. And this is the 5-minute chart. We had a full breakout above that next resistance level, right? Pause it here. We found a new resistance at 406.04. And then, of course, you can either, put your line there, sell here, or whatever you want to do. But if you believe that it's going to continue to hold up, of course, hold it. Now, I believe that I like taking profit. So if I get in at 404 and I'm on a day trade on a Friday and I'm on a 405, I'm going to just watch it hit 406 and be out and be like, that's done. That's, 45 minutes. I just made $200, $150, right? Or you could go longer and be like, okay, when it come back down to the 404.25, I can get another call and go further out, because I know it's more than likely going to go test that 406 level, right? Let's see what happened. It does not break all the way down. It holds old support, new resistance rule. So notice how right here, this was the resistance, and then it came back over here. That becomes resistance, old support, new resistance rule. So now your entry, instead of 404.25, and I know it seemed tight and it seemed minuscule. I get it, but this is a back test theory of what you're using during the pre-market, right? So now you can use the 405 as an entry level, where you can be like, okay, I know it's going to go to 406. I'm going to buy in at 405. Let's see how it performs once I get back to 406. This can be a day trade. This is 20 minutes of a day trade. You might make $150 here if you buy one contract, $100, $75, but it's still worth the effort, right? Especially if you're trying to just, maximize profit, get in and out, do a couple day trades here and there. And then you press play again and you see how the market performs. Gives you a nice consolidation, seemingly. You feel me? Then you had a breakdown there. Pause. Notice how it came right back down one more time to that bottom support around the 405. the 406, you know what I mean? And then boom, we had another big green candle come in, looking like it's gonna do a 3 king setup. So boom, nope, it resisted, gave you another entry at the 404.25. That's an initial entry area. Notice that's initial entry area. This is at 12 o'clock now. Usually I say the market has its direction around 2:30 or 2 o'clock. Let's see what happened from there. We got a 3 king setup, then we had a 4 breakout going towards resistance again. Now that we at resistance, this is called multiple top, triple top setup, double bottom, triple top setup. What is going to come back down, right? Let's see if it stopped at the 405 again. Nope, we break above. Now we're above resistance at the 406. Where are we heading to? That same 406.81 that we talked about earlier, using that same charting pattern from 2 weeks ago. This is the same resistance level that we're heading to. Then you have a full breakout. Boom. Full breakout. So it hit your target price. Hopefully you'll be able to get out of the contract right at your target price. This is around 140. Know what I mean? It hits your target price. That should be your 4-day trade. You should be like, our hands up with this now. You've been fighting that 406 for a little minute. That's it. But if you want the day trade, you can utilize the tools from pre-market to set yourself up with some type of trading ideal of what you want to do. And you can say, I want to trade from 404 to 406, or I can go trade from 404 to 406.81. And then that's how you take advantage of that small window of opportunity that they give on Fridays. You can do this with any stock at any time frame, 4 hour, whatever, but start testing your theories to make sure you guys are practicing, what you're doing consistently. As long as you get in the practice of it, it'll be more natural when they come, and you'll be more confident. Once we got above resistance, it never came back below, and notice how the stock reacted. Anybody got a question on that?
I got a question, bro.
What's up?
All right, so you say that's the 5-minute chart. If you did that same support and resistance and consolidation and breakout on like a daily or a weekly, what type of contract would you suggest time-wise? Because
well, my idea for Meta, which is on Sunday session, my idea was for Meta was to go for the I'm gonna show you that's why that's a Meta is a good opportunity to show you long consolidation and what contracts to get. Because if anybody noticed, the Meta had been moving sideways ever since June. So I don't know if people really picked up on that, but you can look right here. Let's clear this all out. And this Yahoo Finance, I'm back on regular platform. The other one's called GoCharting.com. So you can definitely use that as a back testing tool. But here you go right here. So you can look at Meta on the 4 hour. If you start, I like mid contracts. You know what I mean? You guys know that I like mid-month contracts. So if I was to do Meta, I will wait again to the bottom, depending on when that date come around. Here go Meta right here. Here go that long consolidation. Right here. And here go that long, nice little consolidation area that it had. No, it ain't. It's longer than that. Sorry about that. All the way back here. So all of this is consolidation for Meta all the way from, June 22nd. Know what I mean? So if you want to take advantage of that trade, your target would have to be your resistance. I tell people all the time, when you're trading, short-term, long-term swings, I'll put my option I'm gonna get either at a good support or it's gonna be at a resistance. I'm not gonna over-exaggerate and go further than I have to, because there's no reason to do that, right? We're trying to make money, stay close as possible to the money, and we're trying to chart it to the own point, right? So when we talk about Meta multiple times this year, we definitely seen a lot of movement out of them, up, down, sideways, whatever you want to do. But here you go right here. Notice that Meta at about 155.08 was the bottom for Meta. And then, the height of it, I don't like that high. I like to pull it down a little bit at 176, because this was a double top and then it broke down, but literally the consolidation a little bit tighter than that, actually. You know what I mean? I think the consolidation about 168, 169. So what I like to do is just trade up to the resistance. You feel me? You don't even have to have a timeline. Like for the 4 hours, you're doing long swings. It got to be mid-month, but just trade it towards the resistance. Because look, here are the first of the month. First of the month vibes is real. We've learned that from months at the month of just saying the same thing. First of the month vibes is real. Here go the first of the month. That started the reversal side. And then by the 9th or the 8th, you see of July, you see Meta at 171. Well, all that I'm trading is up to the 168 because that's the zone that I'm trading in. We talked about zone trading this year. So if you guys are zone trading, you always want to pick out, a good consolidation or a good area to trade within and just trade up towards the resistance. Know what I mean? So every time it comes down to 155 or 157, just do a 160, 165. Know what I mean? And then notice how it goes up and test that 168 area. Then once you start seeing that trend break, everything is a trend. So every time you get into a trade, notice the trend, no matter what time frame you're on. Notice the trend. Let's see that trend line right here. Boom. Notice the trend. You can do these short-term trends all over the place. You can notice a consolidation all over the place too. So even if the trend ain't real, the consolidation is. So, boom. Here goes a small little trend I see right here. It could be a little tighter or it could be a little wider. But I also notice a consolidation too. So even if I don't see that trend, I told you guys consolidation then direction, right? So here go the consolidation right here. You see the two area zones it was bouncing between, on a smaller time frame, you'll probably see that more, right? So it gives you more opportunities to, okay, let's wait, right? It don't have a direction. As soon as it breaks back below that's on support area right here, this long candle, you should be able to trade it back down to the 155. And then, from there, you have to do month. I say do mid-month because this is the 28th of June. Yeah, I'm way back in June again. But look, this is the 28th of June. This is the end of June. This is the beginning of July. From the beginning of July to almost the 8th, you see the same thing come back down. Mid-July now. It picked up from mid-July and reversed all the way back until, the 21st. Then it just does the same thing over and over. So my answer to that is just don't go for so long of a contract. Go mid-month, so to be on the safe side. So if you're at the end of June, I'll go 7/15. So no matter what happened from the end of that time to 7/15, I got time. I'm in a 165. As soon as it hit 168, boom, I'm out with a week left to go. Then when they do it again, boom, it comes down to that time. And now I'm in August contracts. So when they come down on 7/14 and I notice that bottom, boom, I'll hit August, mid-August, 8/15. By the time it reverses, go back up, I'm still in the contract, 165, 168, and we're at 181 now, and it's not even August yet. So you got to try to play it by ear like that. Now, I mean, you can't really just, go week to week sometime, especially if that long consolidation is in there. Now, if it's a short consolidation, different. You got to go weekly. You may, sell the next day type of deal. But these are 4-hour long consolidations. You got to go mid-month every time. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, it sure did, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. But just noticing the same patterns over and over, like Meta, I mean, this is like beautiful. This is what you want to see. Because after a long consolidation like this, what y'all think Meta going to do once it breaks above that double top at 182? Know what I mean? That is going to go. It's finally going to probably hit 200s. I'll put in the notes. Look at Meta $200 call value, right? So, where is it at? Where is it at? Sunday session. So, boom. Look at that $200 value. And I'm going off of what everybody else is going. But my plan is the same plan I did last year. I'm planning for October earnings this week. You know what I'm saying? Like the downside is coming. I believe it's coming. Every year it comes. It'll be surprising if downside don't come. But September is a down month. I'm looking for some more downside with Meta or Google. What else I got on the list? Amazon. I'm looking for some more downside. I needed to come down to a price where I feel like it's good at, catch that first of the month vibe for October. And then by the end of October, all the earnings going to be back around. That's why I'm telling everybody look towards November contracts, because this is when you're going to get November contracts for $100, $150, $200. And then if the market reacts in October like it did this first of the month in September, boom, there you go. Now, if the market continues to go, well, we'll just plan for that. It's the same plan. If we break above resistance, we'll just do our call. If we break below support, we'll just do our puts. but it's a plan for everything that we're doing. Know what I mean? Thank you. So, I hope you guys are taking notes because September is slow. It's not going to be a whole bunch of crazy long swings unless you want to do, end of the month. That's why I say I got a couple puts ideas for the end of September. But by the time October come, I really want to be in November stuff looking forward. You know what I mean? Because that earnings for October is going to be crucial. And you guys know, November is election. The market slows down again. So I want to be getting rid of November contracts in October. Now, I mean, I'm a long swing guy. So I'm just, getting in. This is my time to, slide in my positions, start being patient and do what you got to do. But this is beautiful. I like the way Meta's setting up. I'm liking the way, Google is setting up. Again, I believe Google is going to be one of the big runners for October, along with Tesla's October stock. Amazon, you feel what I'm saying? So being prepared, again, here go Google right here. I was looking at Google and I was just trying to figure out, what's going on with them? You see on the 4 hour, you see some type of consolidation here. It comes down to about 106, 107, and then it pushes back up to 110. Tight area. We break above the 110. I believe 120s and all that's going to hit. We've seen this before because, my chart is messing up on here. Let me pull up Google on the other chart. Sorry about that. The same thing over and over, guys. And if you guys need this website, again, it's gocharting.com. It's definitely going to help you on your back testing and your support and resistance and trusting that your setups. Here go the 4 hour chart for Google. And they don't got after hours, so it's going to look different. But here you go. Same thing. Bottom about 106, 107, and it runs up to about 110. So I'm looking for a move towards, 114, but my total goal is around 118. Now, I mean, it's the same thing over and over. So we can get adjusted to, buying things at the low price, which September is going to give us that low price. We should be maximizing profit in October. Now, again, it could change. September may be good this year. Like this may be a good September, but again, I lean on history to help me out. We can look at every September, calendar month, and because we got charts, and you can see that, September is kind of slow. Here go.
Hey, Dave.
This up.
So I heard you talk about Meta.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking about? So you think what I heard was maybe
155, 157 entry level for Meta. And what you're trying to do is get a 165 call or
I'm talking about time. I was hearing like you were saying, looking at the time for in like October.
Oh no. Your expiration date for Meta, I want you to go all the way out to November. Because October is earnings season. So what I like to do is I like to, the week of earnings trading is good because you can make money quick on a swing. But if you plan 2 weeks, a month before earnings, you'll be able to catch it at the bottom and the whole continuation up towards earnings. So when the earnings season come and stock is running the week of earnings, the decision is easy to be like, should I sell or keep? Because you've already been in it. You feel me?
Right. So you saying grab a 200 call in November.
Oh yeah. The ideal is a $200 call for November. The target is the 180.
Got you.
Right.
Got you. Okay.
But if you got the money to spend, it's safer if it comes to 155, 157 in between that zone again. Just do a 165. But you see, this is the monthly calendar. You see a reversal candle here. Almost a bullish engulfing. This month, by the end of the month, we may be seeing a push towards the 176. Earnings is on the 24th through the 28th, so it's definitely right in that area. So get the November call, and it goes to 180 by October. Boom, you're good. Like you ain't got to worry about it. And the price of the contracts is at a reasonable price. I'm not trying to hit you across the head with the price.
Yes, sir.
Right, especially if you're getting down when it's come down to 155. Now, again, let me repeat myself for the 100th time. September consistently been a down month. I've been saying this since January. I'm not surprised to see that big dip after August. I want to see it come back and retest those August lows. Then we'll be able to start making great conversation at the end of the month. Last year, we caught the run up for the first of the month of October. We did NVIDIA, AMD. We did all that good stuff. This year, I'm going to catch it. You feel me? I'm learning from my mistakes. Every year you got to get better at what you do. So seeing what happened last year, coming into this year, I'm definitely having a whole new idea of, how to take advantage of these lows. And if you go through it again, historically, September is a down month. Here go your November calls for Meta, about 186. No, it ain't. It's 450 for the 200 call. That's why it's crucial for that to come back down about 157, 155. It's crucial for that price to drop so them contracts can be cheaper, and then you'll be able to jump into them. So that's why I'm saying, like, end of the month is going to be a crucial time. Like, let's see what happened after the mid-September run. You know what I mean? And I was reading articles, they're saying that everybody's betting on big cap stocks to start making bigger moves. And it's just so convenient when big stock, let's go to SPY, every year these companies have a good October and a good, November. You know what I mean? Here go last year, 666. Hold on, let me go up here. Here go last year, October. October last year. This is the week chart. You notice on the 4th, we had a move from 434, and it ran all the way up to 475 or 467 by November. Know what I mean? That's a crucial. This is why I say October is so crucial, because of what I've noticed in history. Know what I mean? This is, I'm not trying to do nothing special. I'm just trying to do the same thing and make it better. Know what I mean? So I just go back to the same stocks where we made money off of last year and just capitalize off the move. This is October. This is the run up there. This is all of, September. It dropped from 453 all the way down to about 434. And then that reversal came and gave us a nice move. Let's go a little bit further back. Go to 2001. Here go again. They're a little different. Same results, though. This is the top of August. This is the 24th and the 31st. Here go that drop off for almost a whole month for September, right there at that area. So I'm just repeating what history, what it does. Know what I mean? And then here go the first of the month, going into October, had a nice little run up. But by November, look how much more it gained. So that's why November contracts is ideal, because I want to see what happens for the month of October with earnings coming around. Know what I mean? Same thing, pandemic year. You know what I mean? That's pandemic year right there. And you notice from pandemic year till now how much SPY moved, right? So, even if you, come here, let's take this little short area right there. This is pandemic year. Look how much of a move it made since then. Know what I mean? This is a tight area. It definitely can be huge if we, play it right. Again, this is my wedge I got set up here, like an upward wedge bouncing off the bottom here. Let's see what happens here. But if we break above this wedge at about 420, it definitely can be fire. Definitely be fire. Always have them trend lines in on big time frames to show you what type of direction we're looking like. But I think we're going to break above this for November, and I think we're going to have a nice run to at least 447. That's what I think. I may be wrong, but that would be nice, though, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be nice? I mean, seeing it at 406, catching it at the right time, and just running it up.
What's the
You talking about SPY?
Yeah, this SPY.
Oh, okay.
But the whole market,
I was like, Facebook going to 447 from.
No, for sure. If SPY go, SPY go, the rest of them gonna go too. So I just use SPY as like an overall picture. You know what I mean?
Yes,
of what the rest of the market does. But yeah, overall, I mean, definitely right there in that zone. So if you're here for September, first of the month vibes, congratulations, y'all crazy, y'all killed it. Now you just look for that slowdown or some type of consolidation. And I would love for it to break out and hit 420. I love it. That'd be crazy. What else we got on the list? That pretty much, I really didn't have much, man. I only had like them 3. I really want to kind of, I've been out of the market for a minute, so I got to get adjusted again to watching the market again. You guys know what time it is with me. Give me like 1 week, I'll be fine. But I believe it's going to slow down, so let's see what happens with that. And if you look at the big time frames, big results, nothing's really super in the green. I mean, we just looked at the FinViz 1 month chart. I mean, nothing super in the green, but we're still down on the 1 month. So it's looking like we're going to maybe go test on bottoms of August If you want to know what the bottom of August is, it's right here. Nope. Slide over. The bottom of August is right. Shoot, that should be it. This should be the bottom, around 390. So yeah, so that's the bottom of this month, actually. Shoot, the first 7 days gave us a nice drop off. It started, well, I keep saying August. Why I keep saying that? The peak was in mid-August, but the downside started in August for it to start dropping off. Here go the peak right here. Here go your downside. So the bottom is 390, 389. That should be a consistent entry. You know what I mean? Hopefully it don't break below that, because if it break below that, we'll break out a trend and you'll have some downside. Apologies about that. But the peak was August 14th, 16th area. And then from there, it's been on a downtrend all the way down. So I apologize about the wording. I got to get warmed up again. It's been a minute, guys. You know what I mean? Anybody got questions, comments, or concerns? And you can also add trend lines into this, you feel what I'm saying, just to give you some confirmation of a reversal sign. It's okay to have multiple trend lines. Now, I mean, it's okay. You know I mean, there's no problem with that. But it gives you confirmation, just like a resistance level. The trend line can be used as the resistance. Once it breaks above that resistance, at this point, you start seeing the continuation come in. So if you caught the, from 9.7 all the way over to 9.9, them 2 days was definitely a nice little move from out of SPY. Anybody got questions?
You was on that weekly chart or monthly chart on SPY, and you had that wedge.
Yeah.
That was a perfect example of what I was asking about earlier. So, like, if it, like you said, if it breaks out of the wedge, right?
Yeah.
You would trade the resistance.
Yeah, you'll trade you'll trade up to the 430. The peak is 430.86. That's the peak, that's the peak of August. It ran up to 430.86. So you'll get a 430 call. I'll say get a 430 call over 420. You know what I mean? But
that's what I'm saying. Like, would you do 3 months out, like January, or
nah, because January usually slow down for tech. Tech is usually a summer until winter movement. That's why you see a lot of movement from out of tech stocks during this time. They've been doing it for years. But past November, I think tech, again, just like last year, in October, November, tech had a huge dip. It ran all the way down until May and June. So the same thing. Just count on that. You got to use history as that's repeating itself. Let's say tech slow down again. You know what I mean? That's why it is so crucial to get this last little run out, before the year is out. Then you can start getting puts going all the way to March, if you like, for tech stocks. Everything else, does what it does. Like oil stocks kind of pick up during this time of year. You may get a little bit of movement from, healthcare, but MRK, we gotta remember we were talking about MRK. It's a rotation. You're rotating to different sectors for what you want. Now, if you want to stay tech the whole time, make sure you take advantage of that upside and that downside. You can see on the 1 week, this is, December 27th. From December 27th, tech been on a full downtrend. Now we're starting to pick up a wedge because it reversed here. So, the first breakout we had from tech was, of course, I can change this trend line around real quick because it was just this short-term trend right there because the data wasn't out for the rest of it. So we definitely had like this short-term trend here. And then once it broke that trend, we had a full run up. That's, basically summer. That's earnings for July all the way to mid-August. And then from there, it kind of changed up and now we're on that downside. So just pay attention to it, man. You can put multiple trend lines on multiple time frames as long as you're understanding that, using those trend lines, using those support and resistances is very clutch in making decisions on how you want to trade. You know what I mean? Because it gives you confirmations. You know what I mean? It's used as a regular support and resistance, either on the upside or on the downside. You know what I mean? But once I look at this week and see how things move, it'll definitely give us an idea of what direction we're going towards September. But September is usually a down month historically. So I'm not expecting nothing huge until the end of the month. And hopefully it should be buy-ins by the end of the month, going towards November, where we can run it all the way up. I'm a swing trader. That's how I think of it. You know what I mean? So You know, if you're a day trader, maybe you have to wait throughout the week and, you know, we may see something come across. But as a swing trader, I'm looking for the long swings, long signs of reversal, big time frame, big results. Again, you know, I've done the Apple swings. I've done, you know, the Meta swings. It all works. Amazon was a great swing. Oh yeah, Amazon was on the list too. I'm sorry about that. Let me go to Amazon real quick. I gotta warm up, guys. It's been a minute since I've been online. I mean, we settling in, but I told my friend, huh?
Nike. After you do Amazon, hit up Nike.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. So Amazon again, you know, I'm gonna delete all these lines because you know I'm coming back to it. Boom. I like Amazon at 125. I'm not even gonna lie. I like that 125. It had a gap to fill on a 1 day at 125. You're starting to see that gap being filled now. Hopefully people are paying attention to these gap fills because there was a lot of gap ups for earnings. Now everything's starting to, you know, fill this gaps on the way back down. Here go the gap here. Know what I mean? Pull it all the way across. Look how perfect that is. Know what I mean? That's the top of the gap. And look how close it got to that point. That's why I say I like 125 because at that gap, you know, is at 125. So if you want to, you know, whenever you see a stock come up for earnings and it has a big run up or a big run down, and if there's some gaps in between, trade the gap, you know, put down towards, you know, October 125 puts, you know, once it was at its peak around August 16th, August 15th, this is the peak of the market. Boom, it's the same thing over and over. Hopefully you guys are taking advantage of it. Because I hope I'm making it sound simple, but it's really that simple. If you see a gap up, trade the gap, you know, trade it. It hits resistance. It has a small window of consolidation at resistance, then direction comes. So you could take advantage of that. Now, I mean, so boom, here you go right here. Boom, right here. So boom, there's your little small area where support and resistance is at. Once it broke below, you know, this level here, and this is why it's so crucial to learn charting. Once it broke here at that support / you know, resistance at that red line, look at it. Sit back and just look at it. It comes down, consolidate, retest the area. This is when you're buying your put. When it breaks the resistance and retest that resistance area again. This is where you buy your puts. It shouldn't be a confusion. The same way with calls. When on the retest is when you buy the actual option. Now, I mean, it's never the initial break. You can use the initial break if you're that clean with it. If you can scout, you can day trade, you can use the initial break. But if you're into that long swing or, you know, you want to do something a couple of days in between, ideally, is on that retest area is when you got to buy your option. Now, I mean, that's ideally. And if you guys, you know, who all agree with that? Or do we all agree with the retest? We talked about trading the retest. When that stock go back and retest that resistance, because usually it does, old support, new resistance, this is when you buy your option. And guess what your option going to be? A 125 put, because that's the bottom. That's the old resistance. You know what I mean? It's the same thing over and over. So no matter what time frame you're using, have that plan, but look for those retest entries. And then boom, you had that downside of 125. So you could have been in a 125 put from 137 all the way for the beginning of this month. You know, it hit 125. You sell because, again, we add in our trend lines. We add in indicators to help us to know when to sell. And then moving averages give us an indicator of a nice upside. You know what I mean? Here your moving averages crossing. Now it look like we're going to go test what? The 137 again. So it's the same thing over and over. Hopefully we're starting to get used to the patterns, but that's why we come here on Sundays, man, so I can help you guys figure out these patterns, not to really give out a whole bunch of calls, but get you guys used to looking at these charts. Because these charts is what's going to make you the money, not what I tell you to buy. These charts are going to really give you confidence, be like, man, I could have traded once it broke 125. Again, I told you I get Amazon 130 and 140 call when it got above 120 and 119. So these are already, you know, we put these out super early. It was all the way to August. Look what happened when it ran up. It ran at 145, 144. So those contracts turned, I think that was like, $98 something though, cheap. They're all under $100. They turn to about, you know, $1,000, $1,300 a piece. So this is why I'm telling you guys, when you notice that resistance, I'm not buying in a call at this point. I'm buying it when it breaks above that point or it breaks above another small time resistance. Know what I mean? So think about that when you guys are getting into this stuff. Anybody got questions? Oh, y'all quiet today. Okay. They're going to be back old school. Be back old school. But look,
man, that Amazon contract did bank bread, bro. I remember that one.
Amazon, Apple one at 130, 140. We can go back there. I don't want to relive history because that's why I stopped for a minute.
Okay, Snap. Yeah, all right, Nike and Snap. That's all I need. Cause Snapchat was doing some stuff this week.
Yeah,
they got a nice gap on them.
Yeah, for sure. But it's the for when you're a swing trader, it's 4-hour time frames are better. If you're a day trader, you can go down to 15 fives. That's why I showed you that 5-minute setup, because you can literally do Fridays. That can be your, you know, that could be your day. Come in every Friday, hit you with a quick day trade. You said Snap and who else?
And Nike.
Oh, Nike. I like Nike because their earnings coming up. And they usually perform well around this time, and it's at a discount. So
yeah, I try to do my trades, 24-hour trades, really, 24 to 48 hours. And then I had my long ones, and I kind of trade everywhere. It all depends on my money. Like, if I want to hold some money, save some money, I go a little further out.
Sure.
You know, just keep something stable. If I'm not lottos, you know, got to put the lottos on there. But it all depends. Everybody got to have their own trading.
Bruh, I don't know if I know Ken been doing this live thing. I know he told y'all you only need one trade. You only need one stock. I showed y'all Meta had multiple entries for up and down for the last 2-3 months. Here go Nike. Nike are bouncing off a trend line right now. If you're trading within that zone, your target price should be 115. You see the bullish engulfing on the 1 week on Nike. Big bullish engulfing, clear as day, right? This is the 1 week. Go ahead and break down to the 4-hour. You notice that Nike did bounce off the 104 again, double bottom setup. Then once it broke above 106, what happens? We get a retest towards that 106 area again, right? Then we have a continuation up. Make sure, again, we're early on Nike. Nike got earnings at the end of this month, but everything have a retest. This is the 4-hour chart. Here go your retest on the 4-hour. Here go your big move towards the 111. Now, I mean, what's going to happen, you think, this week? Come back and retest that 109? Possible. I mean, may come, you know what I mean? May come drop the 106, but just know until we break above 111, I wouldn't be getting no 115s at this point. Now, why? Because I tell you guys, you can't buy nothing in limbo. I like this. I call it limbo. I don't know what everybody else doing, but when the price action is between two hard resistances, that's a tough area to gauge. Know what I mean? So look where it's sitting at, between two resistances. Now, if we don't break above here, it may come to 109. This is your two new areas where you have to start making judgment plans. Like, look, man, do I want it to break above, you know, do I buy it at 109 or do I wait to 106? I know their earnings is coming up in another 2 weeks. Do I just buy it right now? Wait for some type of sign, consolidation, trend, something where you can be able to take advantage of. Now, if this was at 104, boom, it's easy to do a 110 call at 104 with confidence. You feel me? Gauge, go and find out that price of, you know, where, you know, because this was a huge trend run again from July. I ain't trying to go back, but you can see the runs. And it gives you such a beautiful setup. Like, if you guys are into patterns, you guys would love this type of look. And I ain't trying to, you know, sidetrack y'all. I'm sorry, but I like these charts. Look at that. It's almost just it's just nice to have just a perfect chart setup. Know what I mean? So, you know, July 1st, you start noticing your higher lows, but confirmation above 103, here go your retest. I mean, it gives you such clear direction. You can buy at 104 and do the 115 right there, or the 110. But it gives you such a clear direction of so many different trades. Then once it broke that trend, look what happened. We came right back to that same 104 where it was confirmation of a continuation. It's so crazy to me. And it's like poetry when I see it. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's just so smooth. So it's the same rules apply. Let's see if this continue on the trend or it's going to break down from the trend. Like, is it going to continue to go up until we hit the 114 and then come down? But you're not going to know that till it could give you confirmation above the 111. And guess what you're going to do when they get above 111? Wait for the retest. If it goes up here, just like how this pattern look at this pattern. You feel me? We all see this, right? Boom. The pattern is simple. Look, simple pattern, guys. Simple pattern. Simple pattern. It's the same thing. Now you can take that same pattern. Am I saying it right? Am I putting a little emphasis on the pattern? You can take that same pattern though and just slide it over. I mean, it does it so often. But like, to take advantage of this, guys, don't feel like, you know, opportunity is missed. Just know what you're looking at. Know what I mean? Just know what you're looking at. Because that pattern could be, boom. You see that? It's the same, like, is that going to be the future pattern for what's happening for Nike? But you notice how it's already kind of fitting the script. And all I did was slide over what I just drew off of that. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying Nike's going to do that again, but just notice it and just start taking advantage of it. You know what I mean? Anybody got questions on Nike? Okay, snap. And get familiar with one stock. That's going to give you strength and confidence. When you get familiar with one stock, then when the conversations come up on the floor, you're confident. You know what I mean? At one point, we had people calling out everything. You know, hopefully we get back to doing that, building that confidence up. NVIDIA, AMD, like these are the same type of contracts. I mean, hold on, I'm sorry, let me get this snap up. This is the same thing over and over. I'm gonna go to NVIDIA, AMD because I think their earnings is coming up also. But just when these prices get cheap, this is time to start talking about stocks. When the market is red, this is when they start talking about stocks. You know, here goes Snap. Snap bounced off this bottom, you know, end of August. Now it feels me, you know, this would be the ideal. Boom, downtrend. Know what I mean? Confident in that downtrend. Play the retest. Know what I mean? You can see the setup. It's so crazy. Doodle. So here you go right here. We had a nice downtrend here. Let me change that color. See if I can make it something brighter. I'll do red. Boom. So we had a nice downtrend here. Then now you're starting to see a nice uptrend, right? Same thing. If we break above 13, we're going towards 1430. You notice the moving averages are crossing. So you right here, moving average cross. That's at a good support. Know what I mean? Once it broke above 1140, yeah, easy. 40, you know, $12 call, $12.50 call. Why? Because this is where the double top performed at. Know what I mean? Just continue to do the same things. Keep practicing the same lingo. Know what I mean? Boom. So now we're on an uptrend. You see the double top here. Here go the resistance retest. There, once it broke above resistance, we're out of there. We had a nice clean move. When you start putting out the snap information, bro, I know it's probably early.
Oh man, I don't think I put nothing out on Snap because I'm waiting on a bigger play for it. But it just had that little reversal, so I'm waiting to see if the momentum comes up. Look at it on a weekly or a daily.
A daily chart, okay.
All right, right there to your left, you got this big gap.
Oh yeah, that's a gap. Yep. A huge gap up there. It should break up to about $16, $15. It's a couple gaps. It's another one, 21. Yeah, Snap got a lot of gaps. Let me clear this out. Let me show you guys, you know, what do you mean by all these gaps? And the gaps are easy to trade. It's you know, one of the easiest trades. You just got to catch the momentum. Sometimes it looks difficult, but once you get it, you'll be fine. Once you notice the gap, you know, it's definitely it's a good opportunity. But let me show you guys something real quick.
Yeah, I ain't putting nothing out on it because I got a bunch of levels in between 12 and 15 for it to get through that. It still got to make it through. But I know if it get up to that 15 to be ready.
Right. So let me show you this real quick, just to give you a little view. So boom, it has some gaps in here. Trying to set this up. Boom. Here goes a small area consolidation, right? We got 2 areas to pick from. Then it broke down again, gave you the same thing, small area consolidation. So in this setup, the rules don't change. Know what I mean? We wait for a break above a good solid resistance, and then we'll get that next move. So again, we have to close. It did close above 1262. That might be a good sign, but let's see. Let's see. I mean, I'm iffy on Snap right now, but it may have some Facebook momentum. It may have a nice little push up, and it may fill that gap up around $22. But that's a $10 move. That's almost 100% in whole shares. So again, buying it at $9.45 is ideal for any type of $12 call, $15 call, but your target should be at least the top of that gap, which is like 22.
What's that blue line? Is that MA50?
No, yes, that's my 50-day moving average. So once the price action break the moving average, also that can be an indicator of a bigger move.
Yeah, I think he has to go above that one. Otherwise, he might reject. Let's see.
Did y'all go over SPY? How far would you? How far would you go on that?
For what you mean? No, well, if it rejects here, just get a $10 put. You feel me? Because it's gonna drop right back down to consolidation level, I believe. And with
what if it break out that consolidation?
Oh, we gonna go for the $15 call.
How far out?
November. Everything I'm going November. I'm going November for safety. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm going November for safety. November usually perform pretty well because of October earnings. I'm just going November, everything for safety. Now, this may not show itself until the end of the month. Again, September is a slow month, so let's see what happens. We're still in the first, we're entering the second week of September. So it's only the 11th. There's only 11 days in. We've seen a nice bullish week, somewhat bullish week, and then we see a bearish month. You know what I mean? So let's see how things continue.
Oh, you said the $15 call?
15. Yeah, $15.
Oh, it's cheap too.
Yeah, they cheap. They cheap. But I still don't trust Snap, man. I don't know what their business. I know they make money off advertisement, but hell, I skipped through all the advertisements.
But again, though, what we're trading is the earnings date. That's October 19th to the 24th. You know what I mean? After that,
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out. It don't matter anyway. You feel me? But I just want to see what earnings look like in September. And this is early enough where you can be able to catch cheaper prices.
Hey, did y'all go over SPY day?
Yeah. We went over SPY. I did I did a couple minutes on it. I was just trying to, see what it looked like going into this week. Here, the 1-day chart. You notice I got a wedge going in there. We may go test that 420. It looks strong. You got a 3 king set up on the 1 day. RSI at 51. Trend line is intact. I mean, it looks strong. We may run up to full 20, then break down. But let's see what happens. I told I'm expecting SPY entry to be around 390, 400. I wanted 385. It didn't come down that low. But let's see what happens. There's so many different chart setups on SPY, man. It's crazy. Like, it's so many good setups on SPY. But when the clock start moving, you can always catch SPY direction by just setting up their pre-market charts. Sometimes you gotta wait till about 10 o'clock rule, but it should give you their direction early. SPY usually do. But that was a good downside. You feel me? From when this trend line broke, at the end of August, that was a great downside. It gave you a huge downside right at that point, and then gave you a retest towards that 420, then came back to 390. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you going November with SPY too?
No, November is SPY different. They got weeklies, they got dailies. I play with SPY, dailies. I'm doing day trading. Yeah, SPY's just a day trade. But if I was to, it would be a November 430. You know what I mean? 430, 445, 450, around that area. Because again, it depends on if he breaks the trend, of course. But if it continue to bounce out from 390, man, 420, 425, 430 should be really nice. And it shouldn't be that expensive. SPY, you gotta catch SPY at a good price. But their prices can be anything, like it definitely can be a winner. Like SPY is one of them day trade guys. Like you can do SPY anytime or any day, like all day. It's crazy. It gives you clear direction. It never gives you no hesitation. Like once it start breaking, it's breaking all the way. And once it breaks down all the way. Like
Yeah, and if them contracts in the money or at the money, they move with SPY.
yeah, in fact. And if you catch a day of trade, like if you catch a Monday day trade, man. And another thing, guys, look at the time of when SPY bottoms out. Like I like looking at time sometime of what time this thing happened. Here go 8:15 at the bottom. Then you roll it over to about, from 8:15, it continued all the way to 3:30 on the 7th. Then the next day we had a long consolidation, gave you a small little breakdown, but right at 9:30, had a nice little jump up to about 398. Then about 12 o'clock comes down. Then, again, I say 2 o'clock, it shows direction. Right at 2:30, we starting to see a nice little breakout between 2:30 and 3. I just go through that with SPY sometimes just to see how does it react at a certain time. Because this 3:45, this is 10 o'clock in the morning. 10 o'clock rule on this day would have worked fine, for a day trade for you. But it depends how you want to play, how you want to trade it. If you're trying to swing it, you may, of course, it's a different adjustment, but SPY gives clear direction, man. And it's so crazy how it does. You can literally day trade SPY. Like Monday be so nice to know that you always got SPY. Always got SPY. Anybody else, man? But again, this week I'm gonna stare at the market, see how things are moving, how fluctuating, get back into the groove of the movement, and then we should be fine going into the end of the month. And my daughter's birthday next week, so we're gonna be lit, super lit.
When her birthday?
The 15th.
Mine the 19th. Okay, bet.
All love for sure. All love. My brother's birthday, my cousin's birthday on the 10th. So yeah, we've been partying since yesterday. You know what I mean?
You got the new house going on, don't you?
Yeah, we just got the crib.
You still in Sanford or are you going somewhere else?
No, I'm staying here for I'm still here, dog. Like, yeah, I'm still here.
I know, but you're in Sanford, right?
Yeah, I'm still here. You come to the crib anytime, bro. I know you work right at
I didn't know if you moved to like a little bit further north.
No, I ain't going nowhere, bro. We still.
All right, bet.
Can't go too far, bro. This area is so good, bro. Like, bro, man.
It is. It really ain't.
It's really nice, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. But that's sidetracking. What's up, y'all? Anybody else got anything? Anybody else got anything? I was looking at cat. I know a little cat action going on. Go back to the old playbooks. It bounced off the 180. It's now at 189, giving you a nice little move. The article came out, Bill Gates holding cat as a dividend stock. Trying to give you a little information. I'm trying to get back into that. Let's see what the big money buying during this time of the year. This is a good time to watch the whales is during this time of the year. What are they buying? I'm telling you, NVIDIA, AMD, what prices are they hitting at? Let's go look real quick. 143 for NVIDIA. Wow. Let's go look at the monthly. NVIDIA haven't been this price since 2001 in April. You feel what I'm saying? Like this may be a crucial reversal here. But just looking at these prices on some of these stocks, man, telling you, I told y'all people buy loan terms 3 times a year. You know what I mean? Like May and June, September, and the end of October. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens, man. We may get that whole, remember last year, October, the video went from, let's go look at it real quick. Just go look at it. I know you guys like NVIDIA, but this should be an easy trade coming up soon with them. NVIDIA ran up last year around this time from, 209, 208, all the way up to $326. That's why history is always going to be clutch, man. Going back and looking at that history of what these stocks are doing, I'm not saying it's going to do it again, but just look at these prices, look at these trends. Here go a trend line right here. I'm about to put in there. And when their earnings is, hold up real quick. Earnings are November 15th and the 21st. Now, we got some mid-November earnings. The price is cheap. Earnings is far away. You know, we may be able to pull off 160s or 190s or 180s. These are the time to start adding in your long-term trend lines like this, so you can see, you know, how things are going to come up whenever that time come around. Where are we going to be in October? You know what I mean? Look at some of them candles. Are they reversal candles? You know what I mean? Go set up your zones on big time frame. This is the time, if you're, you know, want to do a swing trade, this is the time to be deep off in the money on some contracts, you know, where you can buy super cheap.
Short term wise on the video, man, I'm wondering if they're gonna fill that gap.
I'll go to it right now. Hold on, let me set this zone up.
What's a good place to buy the video? Like right now, it's at 140, 143.
Oh,
41 might be a good spot. 133 was the best though.
so here you go right here. Where my lines at real quick. I use quadrant lines. You guys can use whatever you guys want to figure out, you know, how close you want to get accuracy wise on that support and resistance. I like quadrant lines. I mean, I think it gives me the bang for my buck. Here go the video bottom was 132.82. The resistance right now is looking like 148, and that's the monthly time frame. And then I break that down to the 15. Is at the 15 now. So here go my quadrant line for the 15. It broke over resistance last week.
Yeah.
141, yeah. So you're right, 141. And I think that Jay Finn is definitely, you know, the guy to go to for that NVIDIA action, man. He definitely been tracking the video for a minute. So yeah, 141. Boom, there you go. So now that we're above 141, that's the old support, new resistance move. What are we waiting for? Maybe come back down and retest that 141. It did a small retest here, and they gave you a nice move to 144. But let's see if it comes back down to that 141. Well, this is the time to start setting up your alerts for longer swings. So I'll put my alert at 141, and then I'm gonna put an alert at 132. And then if that don't work for this week, I'll adjust it and do some in-betweens. But this is definitely, you know, it's that time. Resistance above that is 144.39. So you can, of course, you can add that in there on your top side. If it breaks 140.
And then buy in October or buy in November.
November. The earnings is in November. So, you know, if you can afford December, go to December. But again, you know, I'm trying to see what these next earnings come up and look like. And I know it's difficult because I'm a swing trader. I'm a long swing trader. I'm not great at the day trades and doing that short-term stuff. I'm better at seeing the 4-hour chart and then seeing how it performs from there. Anybody else? Same thing with AMD, you know, momentum trades. You may start seeing AMD get a nice little piggyback off of NVIDIA. AMD's before NVIDIA. AMD's on the 24th, and that week of October 24th is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. All the tech is gonna be running up. Like, it's gonna be crazy. And I'm not overhyping it, guys. Who was here last year when y'all caught them AMDs and NVIDIAs? Like, I'm telling y'all, this is we're back at that same level.
I was here, but I didn't catch it. But I was here. I seen it.
Yeah, that NVIDIA was fine.
I'm telling you, let's go recycle. Just recycle the same stuff. You don't have to do nothing special. All I'm doing is going over the same stocks. Now that we're getting that small little downside from August, I'm back. Let's get some cheap stuff. Like, I'm telling y'all, it's the best way. It's so comfortable. I don't have to worry. If I was still holding Apple contracts, they'll still be in the money. Because those for the expiration dates for them Apple contracts was September. I still got one more week on those contracts. You feel me? That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. That's what I'm saying. Like, the swing trade around this time is way stronger than doing something shorter. So I'm gonna wait till the end of September, look towards November, and then level August. Whatever happens in October, it happens. Maybe I'll be rich in the mug, or it just don't work out. Anybody else got questions?
Boeing.
Oh yeah. I was looking at Boeing. I go back to Boeing all the time. That's my first love. I haven't even talked about Baby in a long time. So I did delete all this stuff. So boom. So Boeing got this small area zone that came down to the bottom of 120. And then boom, it kind of bounced up. So you put the same thing again, bottom support, quadrant lines, or whatever you feel comfortable using. Just set your support up, make it accurate as possible. You ain't gonna be perfect. You ain't gonna be perfect, man. But you just want to be close as possible. So when you set that alert, it goes off at the right point. I mean, I'll be mad if I have an alert set for something and it don't work. I mean, I miss out on opportunity. But here go your levels right here. You're looking like it's gonna try to break above 157 again. If it breaks back above that, we may have a retest to 170. That'd be crazy. But again, you know, let's see what happens. This is below the moving average, the 8-day moving average. This is the 50-day moving average. So, you know, it hasn't really crossed yet. That could happen. Now, I mean, if it tighten up in between, if we run into some consolidation, we might be okay with Boeing. This is the 4-hour chart for Boeing. Now, on a 4-hour chart, it like we bouncing off the 300-day moving average, which is at 151. So, you know, 151 can be a nice entry if we continue to bounce off of that. That's the 300-day moving average. And look like, yeah, on the 4-hour chart, like they're coming together, like they're going to touch here. And then we may be able to pull off a nice 160 call, keep it safe. Don't go too crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, Boeing came a long way. Definitely came along. I think we talked about it back then when it was at that cheap price. Then it ran up to 170. I mean, I think a lot of people wasn't looking at it, but it was lingering around. This long consolidation was a great consolidation. I think we talked about it at this point. When it started consolidating between the 128 to 130s, like this long consolidation here, I hope you guys can see that. Let me make it bigger. Hope you guys can see that. This long consolidation here was definitely a crucial consolidation. As soon as it got above that consolidation line, that resistance, old support, new resistance rule, it had a full breakout to 170, and that was clutch. Notice how that red line hit there. Know what I mean? Red line there. Then delete that. That little area zone, once it broke above, what happened? What do we see? 4-hour chart, retest that support area on the 14th. And from July 14th, it's boom, it's been gone since. I mean, so you can add your trend line from July 14th. So you can take that where retest that, and then this would be your whole trade. You know what I mean, if you would have caught it. Boom, that whole run up, the 20% move from out of Boeing once it retested the 141. Like, that's crazy. And that's the old resistance level from off of June. You know, this has like a multiple top here, broke down, came back up, consolidated again, multiple top, and then they finally broke above, gave a small area retest, and then boom, had a full move. Anybody else? But it's such a beautiful thing to see these charts. Like it just work. It just work itself. I mean, you really don't have to do much no more. Kind of let the chart do its job. Even if you come back on Boeing and put an uptrend, a downtrend here, I mean, give you another idea of how to take advantage of it, or what do you see? I like that. Even though this cutting in right here, I still like that. Well, maybe I can pull it up here. Yeah, I'll pull it up there. There's nothing wrong with that. I just like it to touch multiple areas. I really do just like to touch the solids. But either way, once, again, if it breaks this downtrend, you can have something there too. But you just gotta continue to work at it consistently. Just continue to work at it. For real. Because consolidation trading has been the easiest thing ever. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Anybody else got questions, man? We've been in for an hour deep, man. I'm about to slide. But I'm gonna see y'all this week though. I'm gonna be posting on some information, man. See what I can get out there. Even though I'm gonna be super busy, but I'm definitely gonna try to fit some stuff in. Morning sessions. Who are we up? Are we coming back for morning sessions? What we on?
I'm looking forward to it.
Let me know now. Should I come back or not? Nah, I'll chill. Don't worry now. But yeah, I definitely got to bring back morning sessions, man. Morning sessions is definitely helpful.
You gonna do it tomorrow?
Yeah. No, I'll do it Tuesday. Let me look at it tomorrow. Let me look for a little bit because I gotta get back into the groove of seeing it. when you you miss a lot when you miss it. You know what I mean?
All right.
I definitely got to look though. I'll be back Tuesday. But yeah, just as long as you guys are doing the same thing. If you guys want to see that zone testing website, it's gocharting.com and it's free. And let me show y'all how to do it. So you basically press this and you double click here. Oh shoot, I messed it up. Hold up. Boom. Press this. Double click. Did it work? Oh, it took me all the way out of it. Hold up. Oh yeah, there you go. And then boom, there you go. Get my chart, man. Get my chart down here. I gotta get used to this website. Oh, there you go. All right, there you go. So boom, you press that, and then you see a little chart. Go to a different type of indicator. They got indicators here, momentum. This is free. So if you want to, I know y'all like TradingView, but this gives you that retest scenario type of deal. And then boom, you just let that work itself. You got your nice little area of zone you trading within, and it works. You can practice your theories. You can use your support and resistance and, go back and back test if that ideal would have worked. If you wanted to short the trend of whatever you wanted to do, but yeah, it's a dope website. Anybody else got questions, comments, or concerns?
Hey, what site that is you talking about, Dave?
Huh?
What site that is you talking about?
It's called gocharting.com.
Okay.
It helps you on your back testing if you want to be able to back test a theory. So say if I have resistance here at 400 or whatever, you can go back and back test it and see if you bought in at a good resistance. So what I did, I went to Yahoo Finance. I looked at my support and resistances, and then I came back to the gocharting.com, put my support and resistance in there, and put my buy-in where I would have bought in at, and then I just back tested it and see if it worked. And it worked. So you can do it on different time frames, whatever you want to do. But it's just you getting consistent at seeing patterns, you seeing support and resistance, you're seeing, how I retest the support, how you see it, how I retest resistance, then you make sound decisions when that time actually comes.
Okay, one more time, AMD.
AMD?
Yeah. You said something about it, but you ain't really.
You straight. I'm already, it's like AMD bottom and starting to bounce off to $78 right now. Again, let's zoom out. Let's look at the 1 week. On the 1 week, we could start putting a trend line in there and seeing how it go. Let's delete all of it. Boom. I like to delete and start all over, dude. So
I mean, the 130 for AMD is cheap.
Yeah.
For November.
I wouldn't go for the 130. I go for the 100. How much the 100 is, or the 115?
For the 115 for AMD. Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah, 115. How much the 115 and the 100?
And for November?
Yeah.
The 100's 250, and the 115 is, the 115 is 69. So
It's 69.
69 cents. Yeah.
Hey man, let's see what happens when
Yeah.
70. I mean, I'm just being real, like.
Yeah, it's sick.
It sounds crazy until it happened. Like honestly,
right. Listen, I've been with you rocking since what? How many years? Couple years now.
Yeah,
trust me, I know.
It's crazy. It's just so crazy. That's why I like looking at charts when I know, like, okay, it's slowing down. When the market slow down, that's like, okay, it's time to get back to research. Because, like, I know I don't put out a lot of puts. I really just like trading calls, man. I really do. It's to me, it's winning at its utmost. Here go the downtrend for the 1 week. Again, this can come down to $70 and break that downtrend, but that downtrend is going to be your confirmation of whatever you want to do. So if it breaks above 93.88, I do 115s and buy it all the way to November. And that might happen at the beginning of October. So, you know,
I mean, it says at 185.23 right now.
that's it, man. Listen, I'm not, you know, I'm a long time swinger.
I mean, it says at 85.23. My bad.
No, for sure. That's a good mark. I mean, let's see what this candle do here. If it breaks back below 80, we're gonna see 73. And then let's see what happens around that 70, 73, dude. That'll be a perfect area to, you know, to bounce off of, discount before you break the trend. So you're gonna have to watch it when you come back up to that trend. But that can be a good idea going into, you know, November. But again, look at all the signs, bearish, bearish, bearish. This is that time of the month where things are going to slow down. You're going to be able to capitalize off some puts, hopefully. But yeah, futures are up. I see Charles did mention that. I mean, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, man. September has always been a tricky month, just like March. Anybody else? All right, y'all. Man, God bless y'all, man. I appreciate y'all letting me come back and holler at y'all, man, for sure.
Love, family.
No, for sure. Tomorrow, listen, I'm gonna be updating some notes, just putting out some information, just watching to see what happened with the market. If things wake up tomorrow and futures up right now, right? And if you notice everything's gapping up tomorrow morning because the futures up today, what y'all supposed to do? Line them puts up. You feel me? Be confident. Look at that RSI. Be confident. Start lining them puts up because, you know, again, this time of the month is usually a little different, but we can definitely take advantage of it either way it go. All right, y'all. Y'all holler at me. Bless.
Hope there ain't no Cowboy fans here.
Oh, they losing when the Cowboys up?
No. I'm saying hope it ain't none. Cause I mean they ain't even play yet. They play the
Okay.
they play the night game.